One Punch Man and Berserk are two quite unique and compelling series. They are of course seinen anime and manga, meaning that they are aimed at adult men instead of young boys. So I took the time to study and compile multiple studies and polls, including anime sites like my anime list and Japanese polls even, to list the 5 most popular seinen anime out there into a small video, so you guys don't have to. Here's the list. Enjoy. Hey guys, what's good? This is Doran here. So today let's talk about the 5 most popular seinen mangas out there. So to make this list, I have used, of course, my anime list, AniList, as well as various Japanese polls from various Japanese sites that I had to access with translators, just to compile the 5 most popular seinen manga or anime amongst fans. So yeah, here's the conclusion I reached. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So yeah. At number 5, we have none other than, of course, Monster. Monster is a really unique story which follows, of course, Dr. Kenzo Tenma as he seeks an escaped patient named, of course, Johann Liebert, who is an expert manipulator, and you've also probably seen in many videos. Johann is causing, of course, all sorts of mayhem, of course, across Germany, and Tenma has to actually go and pursue him so he can bring Johann to justice, which is a very compelling plot. And this is actually a plot that actually strays away from the continuous battle theme in seinen manga usually, and that's really compelling. So yeah, definitely check Monster out, a real masterpiece of a series. So with that out the way, Monster did really well in these polls. So at number 4, what's the next most popular seinen manga out there? Well, that would be none other than, of course, One Punch Man itself. One Punch Man, of course, is an interesting case for a seinen manga because, well, it is a seinen manga because, well, it is published in a seinen magazine, but many people have argued that it has been more shonen-like. Regardless, One Punch Man is a very intriguing series which has masterful art, and the art is really great, especially in the newer one, although the older One Punch Man webcomic is very entertaining as well. And the first season of the anime is quite well, with the 3rd season expected to come out soon. So yeah, One Punch Man, if you haven't checked it out, I mean, it's so popular. What are you even doing if you haven't checked it out? But yeah, do check One Punch Man out. With that out of the way, I would just like to move on to number 3. So at number 3 is an interesting case. So at number 3, the most popular seinen manga, of course, is none other than Tokyo Ghoul. However, the interesting pattern is that this place is actually going to 2 manga, seinen anime and manga. Why? Because, well, different sites had different placements for these, and some had them with more viewers than the other. So the other manga that is competing with Tokyo Ghoul is none other than Kingdom. So let's go over both of these. So Tokyo Ghoul, of course, as you may have known, is a very gory anime that is, of course, sometimes of course borders into the shonen landscapes, but overall, Tokyo Ghoul features Ken Kaneki, who is, well, a monster. I say monster because, well, ghouls are monsters. And a farmer human who has turned into a monster, and now he has to cope with living into a monster's life and, of course, eating human flesh. So yeah, he has to literally be a ghoul now, and that actually leads to him facing a lot of complex issues such as racism in society and other deeper matters. And of course, the anime is not as good as the manga, so do check the manga out, but the 1st season of the anime had a really banger opening, so yeah, keep that in mind. On the other hand, Kingdom is a very great series that has a lot of tactical wars and a really compelling main protagonist that is, well, quite different from the protagonist that we see a lot. And Kingdom is very underrated in a lot of other places, but Kingdom has been doing really well with both the anime and manga being good versions of the series. So yeah, do check that out, depending on whatever you like. So with that out of the way, let's move on to number 2. At number 2, we of course have Vagabond. Vagabond, of course. So Vagabond follows, of course, Miyamoto Musashi, who is, well, a Japanese swordsman, and Miyamoto Musashi is also someone who is very popular. Miyamoto Musashi goes on his adventures and actually seeks down to hunt to become the greatest swordsman there is, and also uncover many philosophical lessons about life. And of course, yeah, that's Vagabond for you. And at number 1, we have an interesting case here now. So of course, number 1 is just like number 3, also goes to 2 series, but I actually decided to actually have a little tiebreaker. So with that out of the way, the two series that actually compete for the most popular end up being, of course, Berserk and Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is, of course, something that took some inspiration from Berserk, but ended up being a great series about its own, which really focuses a lot about the idea of transformation and the unique idea of growing from your former self and moving on from past wounds such as revenge into seeking, of course, something that is better, ataraxia. So yeah, that's Vinland Saga for you. Now Vinland Saga is interesting because Vinland Saga was a manga that lived in Berserk's shadow until it got an anime adaptation. But both of these series are very compelling, and Berserk is, of course, the main legendary masterpiece of the two. So to break it down, Vinland Saga has actually surpassed Berserk in popularity by now, but Berserk still remains a masterpiece of its own. The sad part is that Berserk has only ever gotten 2 faithful anime adaptations, those being the old 1997 one and of course the Golden Age movies, but with a lot of unfaithful adaptations following it. So yeah, Berserk or Vinland Saga, who takes the cake here? Well, sadly, I would say that it has to be Berserk. Why? Not any subjectivity, but because that's what the Japanese polls show, and also the fact on the matter is that Vinland is still growing in popularity, so maybe it will surpass Berserk in this respect sometime soon. With that out of the way, yeah, the number 1 spot goes to, of course, both Vinland and Berserk, but if there has to be one, it definitely goes to Berserk, with, of course, Vinland only being a close second right now. So yeah, Berserk. Let's actually talk about Berserk. Berserk is, of course, a very fascinating manga series which follows the main character Guts and his struggle with life, and he goes through various traumas, and of course he has to endure and persevere, which actually ends up creating a very compelling plot, since Guts is someone who has to suffer through very extreme circumstances and even fight demons, literal demons, not just inner demons but inner demons as well. And of course we also have other great compelling and of course questionable characters like Griffith and of course Zork. So yeah, with that out of the way, yeah, Berserk is something that is really a masterpiece and a hidden gem even now, even though Berserk is very well known. And even although the manga has for very unfortunate reasons not been continuing, Berserk is something you do not want to miss. With that out of the way, these were the 5 or rather 7 most common seinen manga / anime out there, and you may want to check these out. With that out of the way, this has been Doran, guys, and if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to like and of course subscribe, and let me know if you would like to see one of shoujo, the demographic aimed at girls, or well, josei, the demographic aimed at women, or of course shonen, the demographic aimed at boys, next in the next video. With that out of the way, this has been Doran, guys, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.